Good morning, beautiful people, and welcome to another day of Vlogmas. It is bright and early this morning, and today is actually a really special day. Today is my father's birthday. I don't know why that feels so weird to say, but yes, today is my dad's birthday, and I don't know, maybe I feel weird because there was this anticipation, or like this silent anticipation on getting to today. For those who may not know, I lost my dad over 1 year ago, so this will actually be the second birthday we have celebrated without his physical presence. So waking up this morning actually felt different than waking up last year. I can vividly remember these feelings, and I definitely know they're different. I feel like for last year it was more so, I was definitely more upfront with my emotions and feelings, having to celebrate, you know, the first holiday without him, the holiday being his birthday. I've already accepted that, you know, so there wasn't actually, so there was a lot of preparation for the day. Like, I was preparing myself mentally, physically, and emotionally, because you just expect, you know, the day to be hard, really hard. But this year I found that I kept myself so busy this week, like overwhelmingly busy. And I think the reason is to ultimately distract myself from getting to today and everything that I may have to feel again. So this morning was very emotional. The minute I opened my eyes, like, tears just swelled up. Last night I sat in my bed and I literally watched the clock tick down to midnight. Maybe it was just to say, okay, it's here and let's get it over with. I don't know. Let me actually put you guys up here because my arm hurts. Okay, there we go. I'm making sure I was in focus. Yeah. I also feel what I'm currently feeling, right? This wave of guilt is starting to rush back. I've talked about guilt before regarding my father, and, you know, feeling guilty about the privilege of distance that I have from my family, meaning I don't have to walk into my home every day and not see my father like my mom has to, or I'm not, you know, present to make those little small house changes that my mom have to be present for by herself, because I do live in New York and my family is in Chicago. So that similar feeling of guilt came back over me this morning, and actually still in this moment, where I'm not able to share today with my family, like in its physical presence, meaning, you know, I wasn't able to wake up with my mom, and if she was just as emotional, I could have like snuggled in a bed with her, or we were just able to have, you know, a physical moment together, or like I wasn't able to go to the cemetery with my mom and sister to like release his balloons and talk to him, you know. Just a lot of times I wish I was home, especially times like this. And it's weird because for the first time, you guys know how open and transparent I have been about the loss of my father, and, you know, everything I have been going through in my journey of grief. However, I didn't want to share my emotions with my mom and my sister. Like, as I was on FaceTime with them, as I was at the cemetery, like, they share these with me in the best way they could. So they're always FaceTiming me when they do go visit him. But in that moment, like, I didn't want to share my emotions with my mom and my sister. Like, I didn't want to tell them like I feel sad, like today I feel really sad. Maybe because I feel like I always just have to be, you know, strong, like the strong one that's like the glue for the family, or that holds the family up. You know, when my mom's feeling out of it, I'm the one that's just listening and not really pouring my emotions back. Or if my sister's having a rough morning, which she did, you know, I'm the one saying, it's okay, sis, like, you know, it'll be okay. And not to say that I don't feel that I have that same, you know, branch with them. They will definitely support me. Like today I couldn't verbalize like much of anything. It's just been a really it's been a tough morning. I would say that it's been a tough morning for me, and I'm expecting to take some time for myself today and for the next, you know, few days, because I know I need it. I know I need to address everything that I'm feeling with myself. I've learned in this past year that that has been the best way for me to process everything step by step. Like me talking with myself and just acknowledging what I'm feeling, whether for the day it is sadness or it is pain or if it's joy and happiness. I have vowed to myself that I was going to confront every feeling that I had, you know, in the moment that I have them, not allow them to build up. And I just kind of like crash. Like right now I feel like I'm crashing just with the emotions of today. So that's letting me know that I need to take some time for myself. It's just sad. It's really sad. So, sorry, let me figure out where to put this. So, I was actually looking through, my old videos, and, sorry, getting some texts. I was looking through my old videos, and I went back to this date last year, 1 year to date, December 7th, and I saw that on December 7th of last year, my father's birthday, I came across the last voicemail that my father left me before he passed away. And sorry. I then realized that it has actually been a year to date since I last heard that voicemail. Last heard his voice. The crazy part is that I remember last year when I found that voicemail, and it was actually on complete accident. Like I wasn't planning to find it, nor was I necessarily looking to find it, but I remember that day just being so tough for me, and I was trying my best to get out of a funk. And I don't want to call it a funk because it's not a funk. There is something beautiful about the process or the journey through grief that I have learned to appreciate. Sorry. Anyway, I remember that day just being really challenging for me, and as I was vlogging, I kept getting these notifications on my phone for voicemails. While I did have a new voicemail, that's what led me to scroll through my unlistened to voicemails, and that's when I seen the voicemail from home, which was odd because it's rare where I have a voicemail from our landline phone number, and I knew right in that instance that it had to be my father. So when I clicked it and I saw the immediate transcript of the message, the first line said, "Hey Momo," and the only person that calls me Momo was my dad. So I knew that was like his little subtle reminder that like everything's okay and I'm still here with you. So being that it's been 1 year exactly 1 year since I've listened to this voicemail. I thought that I was going to give it a listen because I think it's appropriate, you know, for his birthday. And I think I need to hear it, you know? So I'm gonna play it. I have it like saved to my phone because I'm guarding this voicemail with my life. Like, the cloud is not going to ruin this one for me. All right. Okay. I'm nervous. I'm sorry. It's just a lot, you know? With these things, you just kind of never know how you're going to respond. But I've learned to rest those expectations, because with grief, there's no like step-by-step guide, you know? There's no 1, 2, 3 steps on how you're expected to cope, or, you know, to go about these things. So every moment is just so different for me. Like, I didn't expect to feel this way today. Sorry. I think my biggest fear was that I was gonna forget the sound of his voice. So I remember when I found that voicemail 1 year ago, it was just him telling me, like, no, you're not. You're not gonna forget, and I'm gonna give you something that you can even pass on. You can introduce me to your kids, your husband, you know? He gave me that back. Wow. Also, I wanted to share with you guys the most beautiful part of the day. I will be shooting something really special in honor of my father, or in light of my father. And I have the opportunity to do it on his birthday. Like, I got the call, we had the briefing just on production, and then when a shoot date came up, just suggested, like, the first date, she said, yeah, so we're looking to do this within the next week, and we would love to shoot on December 7th. Like, I immediately got just goosebumps. And oh my God, I feel like tears swelled up in my eyes, because I knew how special December 7th would be for me, and to have the opportunity to share my father, to honor him and celebrate him on the day that, you know, everyone wants to be celebrated, their birthday. It was like, wow. Like, Dad, you're so funny. Like, I laugh at him day to day. Like, you're so funny. But I thank you. Thank you for always just wrapping your arms around me when you know I'm gonna need it. And thank you for always just bringing these subtle reminders that, like, you know, I'm not going anywhere. So yeah, I am really excited. Like, I'm overwhelmed, you know, with this opportunity. And it means so much to me. It means so much. That's the only thing that I've always said, is that, you know, I want to share my dad's light as much as I can. And I do it as much as I can, because I just feel like I didn't do it enough when he was here. And for today's self-care challenge, before I wrap up this video, I challenge you all to call a loved one in your life that you may feel you haven't said thank you enough to, or you may not have told them I love you the last time you guys talked, I want you to call that person. I want you to do it right now. Call them. And whether it's just to say I love you, whether it's just to have a conversation, I want you to pick up that phone. I'm gonna go.